Hey, guys, it's Amber.
And Kristen,
She's coming just like every Thursday. She's off site for a minute.
I have to always come back in.
But hey, look what she's done. She's changed our
I was
studio
bored.
around a little bit. It'll wait on me. I was pretty late today.
It's
Like,
alright.
pretty late.
Life happens. Life happens.
Which brings us to our topic today, caffeine and chaos, because that is what I am running on 24/7 right now.
All the time. All the time. I feel like I never sit still. I never, I've been sick the past 2 days and I'm like, I don't feel like doing
I can hear
anything.
it in your voice, like your
I know.
voice.
I was trying to clear it up, but I think it's going to clear up.
Oh, allergies suck. It's
I know.
that time of
I've been
lovely
miserable.
season. And while we're at it, before we get into everything, let's just take a minute to just appreciate my shirt. I got it at Palmetto Moon. Palmetto.
I don't know.
Anyway, look, it says this
This
is
is bullshit.
bullshit.
I love it. I love the colors of it. It's
I
cute.
know. That I
It
was
does look
super
like we were trying to
excited.
match.
I know.
And then
We
match
were.
the chairs.
Oh, we are very
We kind of
tanny.
blend in.
We're very tanny today, except for our skin. Our skin is not tanny.
Mm.
Anyways, so caffeine and chaos. That I mean,
Both of our lives have been just chaos lately. Like I have, our friend that has a brain injury in my home now, and then I have all my dogs and my kids, and just it's a lot.
it is. So, what is your go-to settling?
I go into my
When?
bathroom,
Yeah.
except for my kids. Like all of them, except for my oldest son, will come in there anyway, and they're like, "Hi, mom."
I'm thankful that my kids, which my daughter's out of the house now, but Dylan's older now because he's 16, so
Yeah,
he will leave me alone. But I can't even sometimes get peace in my shower because, especially if my husband's home, there is just
which
there's
his butt is
no.
not able to do anything right
He's
now. So
not. He just had his surgery, so we were back to square one kind of with that. And
but at least he's getting somewhere. I mean, I think it takes time, and he has had to wait so long
oh, we've been dealing
to
with
just
this for 2.5 years.
yeah. Which if anybody's watching that don't know, her husband was in a really really bad wreck with a truck and a dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
So
2.5, almost 2.5 years ago. Which now I started picking up because I was going to say, which is when I really started picking up drinking more caffeine, probably so. But I always hated coffee. Like I always hated coffee.
really,
My thing was I loved pop. Like that was Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper. That's what I
mhm,
always drank. But I did not start picking up coffee until my dad got sick. And I had to have that extra boost then.
yeah,
So I kind of just started forcing myself to drink the coffee. And then I would only drink it in like winter months. Like I couldn't bring myself to drink it
I don't know
when
how
it got
people drink
hot.
hot coffee in the summer.
I have to
Can y'all
have
drink hot coffee in the summer?
like a
I
freaking
cannot.
pot before I can even function in the morning.
You
Like
need pot or pop.
a pot of coffee. A whole pot of coffee is what I have
You
to
said I need a pot,
have.
and I was like, this is not right.
Going in the wrong
You're
direction
trying to go to
here.
sleep, not wake up.
No, I definitely need a whole pot of coffee to even get me going in the morning. And then about halfway through my day, so probably what 2, 3 o'clock, I'll have an energy drink
Yeah.
to push me on through.
I can't do it. I can't even drink. I got coffee and I drink coffee sometimes, but I am petrified of the stains because I have braces.
Oh yeah,
So I don't want it to stain my teeth around my braces.
yeah,
That freaks me out because I've always had pretty white teeth and I'm like, oh, like
yeah. That's why I try to always use the teeth whitening
mhm.
toothpaste and
I can't use any of that right
use
now.
the there's this stuff that I used to get when I would go to the pain bed all the time, and you just it's crazy because you put this little tray thing in your mouth that holds your mouth
I know what you're talking
open,
about.
and then you just like paint the stuff on your teeth, and it makes them really pretty. I
Yeah.
like those. That works
At
good
least it
for me.
works. I mean, I I don't know. I just need a bed and I need a calm, quiet place. Like we had an incident with my 13-year-old son and we stripped his bedroom. So now he has just his bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a pit bull German Shepherd that sleeps in his room in a kennel. That dog for the past 5 nights has barked all night, and we don't know why. Like we've
Do you
gone in
think
there so
maybe
many
it's
times.
because of the change in
We
that
thought
room?
so, but he's still in the same spot in the room. So we thought so at first, but he's in the same spot.
Yeah. So it's
So
not really a big change.
no, but he loves to bark all freaking night.
Now, most of the time, I can handle small amounts of chaos, like you, because we've talked about this before. You need a schedule.
Yes.
Like all day long, you kept saying, "Okay, so what time? What time?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I can't give you a time.
Well,
There's
and I was
no
like, can you give
time
me
in."
close to a time? Like just close.
I could, and I did, and I lied.
I know you did. You were
I
really
tried,
far off.
but I was really far off.
But it was funny because I didn't feel like getting up when I got up, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got to be there at 12." And I was still not here until 12:30. And Caleb, I had to wake him up to bring him here because his little butt was like still snoozing along.
Most of the time, I can just go with the flow. Prior me to being married to my husband, I could not. I needed some sort of time frame schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to appointments or even like other people's schedules and stuff, I try to be very mindful and very on time with that.
Except for with my schedule.
But with my own, like I'm just like, I can't give you a
Flying off the seat of
time.
your
I
pants.
can't, yeah. So I have learned to adapt to that. But like days like today, just sends me over the edge sometimes, or when there's so much chaos at one time.
Yeah.
That's what sends
And
me.
there's no chill,
Yeah.
like no calm at all. And I think that so with my like ADHD, I have ADHD, OCD, I have every initial you can think of. Like when my dogs get to
Yeah, the
barking,
alphabet.
I do. I'm the alphabet. But when the dogs get to barking, if it's a lot or obnoxiously, I get very overwhelmed. Like it
Hmm.
overstimulates me so badly,
Hmm.
and then that's when I become a bitch because I like once I'm overstimulated, that's it.
Yeah.
Like I'm done.
Now the TV does that for me, and Jimmy gets so frustrated with me. But if I'm trying to do something with him or anything really, the TV, the back noise of the TV, I don't care
Hmm.
what it's on. I want to jump out of my skin. Like I want to just fight myself for whatever reason
Oh
because I cannot stand. So when I get him settled in the evenings, I will go and sit on the couch and I will not turn on TV or anything. Like the
no.
quieter, the better.
Well, and we were just talking about how we've both been slacking on doing things for the podcast because we're both just so overwhelmed with life.
Hmm.
Like our lives have not stopped.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's a lot.
it's there's like no in between right now. It's either very, very slow to where we have time to say, okay, we can do this, 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 and this.
Hmm.
Or it is completely crazy to where we're just like, are we even going to show up today? Like, what are we
Right.
doing?
Well, and that's, I mean, I was waiting on you to say, I'm not coming. That's what I was waiting on because I was like, oh, she's getting ticked off.
5 more minutes, and that's probably what you would have gotten. I would have been like, I can't do it. Well, because so this was my very chaotic day. We woke up. Um, we were a little late. When I say we, they were a little late getting out of the house to get my
You
son
did get my
to
oldest kid to
school.
help you.
Yeah. So, um, and that makes me so nervous because again, other people's schedules, I want to keep them on time.
Yeah.
So like getting my kid to school, getting my kid to work, making sure that Jimmy's at his appointments on time. Those are things that I'm really like gives me really high anxiety if I think I'm
Hmm.
going to be late for. So I thought for sure I was like, oh, he's going to be late for school. This is it. He's going to be late for school. So that started me off already. We were not prepared. Doctor's appointments got changed around. That threw me into another,
Like a freak out.
yeah, because I was like, okay. And truthfully, it got changed to a little bit later. So it was giving us extra time. But for whatever reason, that time just was not there. It
Yeah.
just didn't give us really the
There's
extra
not enough time
time.
in the day.
Yeah. So that happened. Um, and then, his leg was just a mess when we got up there with not anything bad, of course, but it was just a mess and
He's
they
just
had
not
to clean
resting like
it.
he's supposed to.
He never does. So then I get back and again, I have in my mind how I'm going to plan the rest of my day. And when I go and pick up my son, all of that changes again. So it was just one thing right after another, right after another. I almost got hit twice by in 5 minutes time.
Why can't people drive in
I
Nelson County?
know it. Did one woman my light was green and hers was red, but the one next to her was turning.
Hmm.
So I guess maybe she just thought it was time for her to go too. So I go to turn. The next lane to her was turning the other direction, and she just is coming right at me. And I was like, I mean, at this point,
Just hit
I'm not
me.
gonna stop. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's I mean, I always say if you can't see my SUV, you don't need to be on the road. But
Hmm.
going around the old courthouse, a woman in a van. I was on the inside lane because I was going to Main Street, and she was going towards like Walmart, and she just come right on over, and I'm like, my SUV takes up the whole lane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have room to play. So I'm like, you know what? If you sideswipe me, I got a few dents over there that need to be fixed.
Yeah. Just
Like,
fix them all.
yeah.
I just don't like. We've talked about how you cope, how we've coped before. I think that was on one of our other
Mhm.
Thoughtful Thursdays. Um, and I don't feel like that I've been able to adjust to this new way of life just yet to be able to. Because, I always said I always had my one day to where I could just do nothing.
Yeah.
And
And you don't have that right
I
now.
haven't been able to do that right now.
Well, I mean, I think that we both kind of had big changes thrown our way. And even though yours was scheduled, it got rescheduled.
Hmm.
So you prepared for something a month in advance, and then it was scheduled a month later.
Yeah.
And I mean, that would have thrown me so for a loop. Like, cause I mean, I know he wanted to get that
See,
done
and
so soon.
there's things like that that it doesn't really, but those kind of things I kind of just go with.
Hmm.
Or like, if we've got something going on and it doesn't go just as planned, or one of us is late for whatever reason, I'm just like, we'll do it
We'll
when we
deal
do
with
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. But again, like when there is other people that are involved that do have, because like with us, yes, it would be nice to have a set schedule of when we do
Yeah.
stuff.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we
It
try. We
happens.
try. But, sometimes we don't always get to have that set schedule.
Hmm.
And that's not a big deal. It's not like we have somebody breathing down our necks.
No, which we are changing our schedule come
Yes, April 1st.
April 1st. Even though
Hmm.
it's April Fool's Day, we really are changing our schedule because we want to be more visible to people. We know at our normal times right now, people are at work.
Hmm.
So we're trying to make it where everybody can join in
Yeah.
because we want people to interact with us and learn your coping skills and learn how you deal with things.
Yeah. I mean, it
Because
gives us more stuff to get out there
mhm,
and maybe give other people ideas of what they could do. Because, I know Tommy House had said on our last one that he meditates.
mhm,
First thing in the morning, I think he said he gets up and he meditates.
I wish I
Um,
could, but my brain wouldn't stop long enough.
Meditating in the morning, I couldn't do it. Coffee,
Mm-mm.
caffeine is what
I
keeps
need
me
something to keep me
going.
awake. If
Yeah.
I meditate, I'm going back to sleep. No, and the problem is with me in the mornings, where I work third shift, my room is blacked out.
Mhm.
So there's no light. So it's pitch black all the time.
See, if I was to sleep in, which I do wear an eye mask, but I when it comes off and that light hits my eyes for the first time, that's it. It's
Mhm.
time to get up and do something. Um, but we had actually gone after I had moved from Harlan, and my mom had actually moved here too. So none of us had lived in Harlan at the time, and me and her and my sister had gone back, and we had rented a little Airbnb.
Mhm.
Um, and they put us in the basement at first, and I absolutely loved it because it was black like that. There was no windows anywhere, and
Mhm.
I slept for probably a solid day and didn't even realize that that's what I needed. Like
Oh
I could
yeah.
not
You needed
make
rest.
myself get up when I was sleeping there, and it
Mhm.
was it was great.
I mean, where I've been sick, it's wonderful. But then again, I'm like, I don't like being that person that sleeps all day. And I've been working on getting on a schedule and I'm doing better. But it's getting up in the
Me and
morning.
Abigail were teasing you the other day
I know.
about
They made a status
sleeping.
that they were waiting on me.
She made a status. I just agreed
Yeah, you just commented and agreed with her.
because
Um,
it's true.
but I mean, I can't. I'm just one of those people that that's my quiet time is when everybody else is asleep.
Mhm.
So that's how I've always been. But now,
But
like,
see, I have to have my sleep.
let's see, like we're talking about chaos and stuff at night. Usually, I would go and sweep and mop and pick up and stuff while everybody was asleep. Well, I can't do that now
Hmm.
because I have somebody extra in my house, and I don't want to keep them up.
Right.
And my kids, they're in their bedroom, so it's quiet. It's not going to be quiet with me sweeping and mopping when I have German Shepherds following me through the house,
Yeah.
and me yelling at them because they will walk on my mop floor every time. But that's something I used to do to relax, and now I don't have that time. So that is because cleaning is relaxing to me. The only time
Not
it's
me.
not,
I have to completely just stop everything.
I don't like being everybody's maid. Like,
Hmm.
I do not like that in my home, nobody knows how to clean up after themselves. Because to me, I only should have to sweep, mop, dust, clean the windows, things like that. Clean up your own damn mess.
Yeah.
Like, if I counted the amount of dishes I dirty, it's not very many.
I think that that is probably every mom everywhere that has everything to clean up. Now, there for a while, actually, the last, let's see, Jimmy had his surgery last week. So, for probably a little over a week, I had laundry scattered literally throughout my entire house. And if I don't know if this happens with you, but if my house is a mess, that also puts me in,
Hmm.
like, I don't want to say I don't feel chaotic, I feel
It's
extreme. It
overwhelming.
is, and so when I get overwhelmed like that, I don't want to do anything.
Hmm. Yep. And then, but like, I think it was last night, I got dog food and stuff and walked through my house and was like, it is so dirty. And I told everybody, I'm not cleaning it up. I'm not your maid. I'm your mother. I'm
Hmm.
your wife. I'm your friend. Clean up after yourself. Because to me, it just takes all my energy away. Like, I want to be able to do certain things, get it done, and then move on. But I cannot do that.
Hmm.
And we have a catch all counter on our back wall. It's like by my back door. And I don't know why this thing catches everything. Like, everything. And I looked up while I was pouring the dog food out, and I looked up and it was plumb full of shit. And I was like,
I
not one thing
have
on this is mine.
I have a couple of catch-all tables
Mine are drawers.
throughout.
Well, we
I've
have
got
a
a
few
couple of those
drawers,
too.
but I mean, I am not a pack rat. I have to throw everything away. Like, I cannot stand clutter.
Oh no, I'm a pack rat and I'm very cluttery.
Oh,
And
we've talked about that before. Because I'm
yes,
like, yeah, I'm the
that's
opposite.
probably what adds to my chaos. I wonder if that's really what, because I've seen other people talk about it, and they're just like, make your bed. If you make your bed every day, it's going to make you feel better.
Nuh-uh.
It does. I don't really care either way. Like, making my bed doesn't make me feel better or worse.
The only reason I will pull my blanket back over where I sleep is so my cats don't lay where I sleep. Because even though I have cats, I'm allergic to them. And so I have this stuff for dander that I clean them off, but I don't want their hair where my
Right
bed
where
is.
you sleep.
Yes. So
But even
that's about it.
because I thought one time, I thought, okay, you know what? This is going to be part of my self care act. Like, I'm going to start making my bed because somebody on the internet told me that if
If
I
I
made my
would,
bed,
I'll feel better.
I'll feel so much better about myself. And I made my bed, and I was like, I don't, I don't feel better. Like, I didn't feel worse. I didn't feel better.
Sorry if I'm busting everybody's eardrums.
Her allergies are really kicking her ass right now.
They're bad.
But it just didn't. It didn't affect me.
No, and honestly, what makes me feel better in the morning is when I get up. If I showered at night, it makes me feel better to like get dressed, like halfway do something, not makeup, but just my face routine,
Mhm.
and clean up my face and stuff. And I'll even put my hair up in a bun or whatever, and go along about my day. But that to me is how I get going. I don't.
I need a shower in the morning. That's what gets in my pot of coffee.
Well, I think because when I worked the last job I had, because I stay at home now, but the last job I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning for work, and I would take a shower in the mornings for that job. But when I went to work, we had to wear a uniform, so I wore my normal clothes to work and then changed into a uniform and unloaded tankers all day and stood outside. So
I have always, and when I was younger, I took a shower at night. Maybe that's something that would. I'm trying to find something that is going to that I can find my calm in. You know,
hmm
and I thought last night, because like I said, my whole house was covered with laundry, and so last night I was like, you know what, I'm going to put this laundry away. So I did, and that made me feel a little bit better because I was able to clean off a table and some chairs and stuff. So that did make me feel a little bit better, and it made me do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then this morning I was like, okay, I'm gonna, because normally when I get up in the morning, I will take care of the dogs or whatever, and then um, have my coffee before I get in the shower. And I have to have both. I have to have my shower and my coffee. And I'm trying
Not at the same
to
time,
not
right?
at the same time, but if
That
I
would be
could
bad.
figure out how to do it at the same time, I probably would do it
You,
at the
there
same
you go,
time.
your thermos.
Because I feel like if I sit and drink my coffee and just really just enjoy it, then I'm a couple hours out before I take a shower.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I got to rush now and get ready and do something with my life today because
Yeah.
I've sat and drunk coffee for 2 hours.
Well, while ago I had to my hair was like not cooperating this morning because I had re-dyed it and stuff and it was ticking me off. And so I knew I was gonna run late because my hair was taking so long. And I was sitting there and I was like, I don't even really care. Like if she's already there, she'll wait for me.
Oh, it's not here though.
No, not even close. 5 hours later.
It's like SpongeBob.
I know.
5 hours later.
And I literally sat here and just like redid the whole studio. Like
This is what I love about her ADHD, because if I'm like running crazy and she has to wait on me, I can guarantee something's going to be clean, painted, moved, changed. Something is going to be different. And I'm
I
just
clean
like,
the steps
oh,
too.
I like it. It's good.
I clean the steps too. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I literally don't stop. I can't help it.
So, how do you all, like, our people that are listening? What is your your calm to your chaos? Like, do you have to have caffeine? Like, I'm serious when I say a pot of coffee every morning, or I cannot function. That is where I'm at with it. Um, then again, later on, I've lost train of thought again later on in the
Squirrel.
evening. Probably around 2 or 3 o'clock, I need to have my caffeine again. Like, I will literally drink an energy drink.
Well, I mean, I don't. I'm obsessed with energy drinks, so I'm guilty of that.
Well, they used to scare me.
Really?
Yeah, energy drinks used to. Listen, if I can be influenced on the internet, I'm going to be influenced on the internet. Okay.
The air is eventually going to kill us, so I'm just like,
You
whatever.
might as. I mean, you should see the things that I have gotten, that has seriously influenced me on the internet.
On life.
Yeah, in life, because and my daughter used to drink Red Bulls like crazy. And then I seen something where, Red Bulls
Apparently,
were
they have bull
just
sperm in them too.
horrible for you. So I was like, stop drinking Red Bulls. No more Red Bulls for you. And then my son started wanting to drink energy drinks. Of course, my daughter didn't listen to me. But my son started wanting to drink energy drinks, and I was like, if you're gonna drink them, let's find something. And now he sees them in my fridge sometimes, and he's like, Mom, what is this? Like, they're bad for you, and they're gonna make your heart explode. Why are you drinking one? And I'm like, I don't know.
Something's going to kill me. I might as well enjoy my life.
I can't function any other way. So
Well,
there's
see,
that.
That is why my 13-year-old son's in trouble, because he would steal my Red Bulls out of the fridge, and he, instead of taking a Red Bull, took a White Claw and got drunk on the school bus. So instead of having energy, he got drunk. So ISS is where he's been and grounded off the school bus. They literally kicked him off the school bus for 5 days. I was like, that's punishing me, not him.
Well, but technically, it is him too, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, when I got that call from the school, I was like, you have got to be kidding me, because I had just gotten on to him for taking my Red Bulls, because I'll let Aubrey drink my Alani, and she can drink them every now and then, and I'll let her. I'll buy them for her.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what I've switched. Me and Dylan, that's what we drink.
Well, and then he gets upset because I let her drink them, but not him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, to me, you earn those things, and you are taking everything. So why would I buy them for you when you're still in mine?
Right.
I even looked into buying a mini fridge to put in my bedroom because I like had 5 or 6 Red Bulls in the fridge and they disappeared.
Now I know you have trouble sleeping anyway.
Hmm.
I am the total opposite when it comes to that. I do not have trouble sleeping at
I'm
all.
exhausted right now. I could probably fall over.
I have to have my sleep. So when you drink Red Bulls like that, does that affect you? Like,
Mm-mm.
does it the caffeine affect
Nope.
you? Because that was another thing that always worries me about
Well,
drinking.
when you have ADHD, like caffeine has the opposite effect. So it doesn't make me hyper.
Mhm.
It slows me down.
See, I think now it just
But it
gives
does
me.
keep
It
me awake.
doesn't really make me hyper. It just kind of gives me like now. I don't feel like coffee does anything for me. It's just a habit now that I have to have it, and it probably does give me that little bit of boost. I'm sure.
But you're so used to it, you're just
Yeah, I
ignore it
think
now.
my body literally runs on caffeine now, and it's just getting to the point where it's used to.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I would say it's like any other thing. I mean,
And
your
I've
body.
even switched from pop to water because that's what I'll drink.
By the way, she's from Eastern Kentucky,
Oh
so she
yeah,
calls
when
it
I say
pop.
not, it's not
Pop.
a
Pop.
soda pop,
I call it
whatever,
Coke,
whatever.
and it doesn't matter which one it is. It's a Coke.
That's what my sister, but she actually drank Coke all the time. But that's what she calls it, is Coke. I think maybe she calls it pop too. I don't know. I've always called it pop. Anywho, water is.
She also
what I
says buggy.
say. I do say buggy. Sometimes I say cart, but most of the time I say buggy.
I say buggy.
Mm.
It's a habit.
Um, what else? There's something else that you make fun of me for saying too.
Your fives are funny.
My five. Well,
Yeah.
any eyes.
Yeah, because when you say bike or back,
Mm,
everybody does not know what she's saying. I do. Now that I've been around you so much, I'm like, oh, duh. But it's funny when other people don't realize you're from Eastern Kentucky, so you have more of that country slang in your voice. And I've always been told I'm Southern, and then I get around you, and I'm like,
oh, it gets worse anytime I go back home and visit. I my twang gets worse. I don't know if it is because I'm around so many other people that
it's because
talk
it's
like
your normal
that,
accent.
and so it just gets thicker. I don't know.
I think it's because it's your natural accent. Because I mean, anybody that comes here from like a different country, they'll start speaking more like not Spanish, but like English or whatever, the opposite of what they are. And then when they go home, they're back to the way they were. And I think it's where you're around it, and it's your natural tongue. Like that's how you've always spoke. You've just like northerned yourself up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know that I would ever lose my accent. I don't think that I ever will ever lose my accent.
I love your accent. I think it's adorable.
It's not going anywhere. Um, but I don't even know what we were talking about before we started talking about that. I was talking about a pot of coffee and sleeping. So if I have got it timed out that if I don't have, as long as I have my energy drink by at least no later than 3, I know in my mind, and it's probably just a mind thing. In my mind, I'm okay to go to bed. Like it's not going to affect.
Oh, see, I can drink one while I'm in bed. Like I can't because I have to brush and clean my teeth, but I can do that.
Coffee, I could. Is that not crazy? So what is the difference? What is the caffeination between?
I have no idea.
Coffee. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to see if there's more caffeine in coffee than there is an energy drink.
I guess it depends on how much you drink.
I'm sure there probably is.
Which I mean, I don't know. I just need some calm in my life. I was even Caleb was up here with me, and I was like, oh my god, when are you coming to get your son? Like I just like I'm trying to do something. I was trying to build the tables, and I was trying to get the chairs in here, and the chairs are bigger than me. So carrying them through that little bitty narrow, oh my gosh, have you ever ran into something while you're carrying something?
And sometimes
that hurts
feel
so
like
bad.
we bring our own chaos to ourselves.
Oh, for sure.
Just like that. I mean, because I could have helped, whenever I got here, whenever that was going to happen, but you were doing it.
And well, and you had talked about it, and I was like, well, let's just try it out, because why not?
Yeah.
But Caleb, I was trying to put these tables together and stuff, and he's like trying to play with his little trucks, and he lost one of the trailers. But then he wanted to help me build the tables. And I'm sitting here like trying to figure out how to build the tables. And I was like, oh my God, just move. Just
So
move.
do you feel like caffeine gives you more chaos? Like, does it make you
Mm-mm.
more
I think it calms me down.
chaotic? Because I don't know that it brings me more chaos. Now, if I was probably to drink more energy drinks,
Hmm.
I would feel a little bit more anxious. I would probably feel like.
See,
But coffee doesn't do that to me. I really need to see how much caffeine's in coffee.
I don't have that problem, but I do. I have severe anxiety, and I don't. That's probably why, honestly, my schedule has to be a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I had to guess, that's why my schedule has to be a schedule. But I don't think like I can take all my medications, um, and then go about my day. Which, of course, I'm on 2 stimulants, so that helps. But I don't have like the only time I get anxious is more towards nighttime
Mm-hmm.
when my medicine is wearing off. But then, like if I drink a Red Bull, it helps.
See, and that's what
It's like my calm.
I get calmer at night. Maybe it's because my caffeine's wearing off. I don't know.
Probably.
But I get calmer and I except when the TV's going. Like the TV gives me such anxiety.
Yeah.
I just can't with the noises. I don't really know when the noises started with me that started bothering me like that, but I can't. Am I the only one? Like, do noises bother you? Do
Oh
noises
gosh,
bother you
yes.
guys? Like, let me know how.
Chewing. I cannot stand hearing somebody chew.
Chewing doesn't bother me.
Oh, it
That
drives
doesn't
me
bother
nuts.
me. But it's like if it's behind me noise,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Or if somebody blows their nose while I'm eating.
No, that's
Why
gross.
do people do that?
That is gross. That is super gross. I don't like that
We were at a
either.
restaurant the other day, and I mean, I already eat like a baby bird, so of course, I want to enjoy my food. And this person sitting right behind me blew their nose, and I was like,
My husband will
"You just
get
took my
flat out rude with you for
you
doing
just
that.
took my appetite. Thank you." Well, I mean, there's a time and a place, and I don't want to hear your snot while I'm trying to eat my food.
Yeah, it's gross. It's very inconsiderate. But I think we live in such an inconsiderate world right now.
Everybody's selfish.
I think that's just where we're at. And that's what I'm trying to, I guess, work around everything else with this
Yeah.
because I mean it can be a lot. It can definitely be a lot. Um, which I guess is why I lean towards my caffeine because sometimes dealing with too many people or too many of this of a certain type of person wears me out.
Oh yeah, I can't deal with certain people at all. If
Like it makes me want to lay down and take a nap.
some people wear me out, and then if I'm already going through something, like God bless you, I'm sorry you're going through something, but I don't want to hear about it.
Um, but here is so how deep because prior to my life now, how I would always handle things before. Maybe it was just some kind of depression or something, but I would go to sleep.
Hmm.
Like I would, and I guess that's why I trained my body so to sleep so well.
Yeah.
Is even in high school, like I could sleep while my teacher was teaching. It did not matter what was going on. I could lay my head down on a desk and sleep. I could. I have
Not I.
probably
Oh
trained
my gosh.
myself so well. I could probably lay down right now on the floor and just say, "I'm going to sleep, Kristen."
Okay, so I was a cheerleader when I was younger, and this reminded me of something because you said falling asleep in school. So I've fallen asleep in school a few times, and one time, thankfully, a guy was behind me that caught me. But the desk that's attached to the seat, like you had to slide into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was in one of those, and I fell asleep, and I was like this. I went to do a backflip. I was having a dream.
Dream that you
I
were
was dreaming.
doing.
So thankfully, somebody caught me before I hit the floor, but I flipped out of my seat. And then the teacher, of course, she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like,
No,
cheerleading."
I could always just sleep. And then, when I went through my divorce early on, that put a lot of stress on me. So I just slept. I slept through,
See, during my divorce, I partied.
no, I slept through literally anything that hurt my feelings or was chaotic or any kind
Hmm.
of anything. I slept. I went to sleep.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why I depend on caffeine so much.
probably.
Because now when my body is saying, "Hey, you're something dramatic's going on. We need to go to sleep," and I can't. That's probably
Go
why.
to bed.
Yeah,
Well,
my
I
body's
mean,
telling me to go to sleep.
I think that's normal, and I'm definitely one of those people. Because when I get so overwhelmed, my anxiety gets so high, and it's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't understand it being overstimulated,
Hmm.
because that's a huge issue for me.
Well, and I do get overstimulated. Like I said, like the noises behind me and the TVs and stuff. It just takes me a little bit longer, I guess, maybe than like with you because you do have already
Hmm.
anxiety and you already have the ADHD. So I guess it doesn't take
You're already
you as
screwed up in the
yeah,
head.
it doesn't take you as long to get there at the edge as it does me.
No,
You know.
and that's a problem, but that's why I have to surround myself with people that understand that because I mean, I've like gotten upset with you because I just got overwhelmed.
Hmm.
And that's me. And I always say it takes a strong person to be my friend because,
That's why I try so hard not to give you a time because I know I'm not gonna make it.
well, at least I know that's a flaw for me. And I've learned to step back because
Hmm.
I don't like losing relationships with people. And I explained that to you like as soon as like everything started because
Hmm.
that's just, I can't, when my anxiety gets that high, I cannot cope. And it's almost like I'm already so angry. Like when your blood pressure goes up and you're just
Hmm.
angry. That's how I feel. So it's hard to explain that to people that don't have anxiety because they're like,
Hmm.
oh, get over it, calm down. I'm like, I wish I could. My
There
body
are
won't.
times that I can do that. Like I can say, oh, okay, this is probably, and I shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be able to determine what gives you anxiety and what shouldn't, you know.
Hmm.
But there are some times, you know, that I look at somebody who is having some sort of anxiety issue or something, and I'm just like, that's really not that bad. We should probably not be that upset. But then there's times that I fall apart like that, and then
Hmm.
I'm just like, oh, I 100% get it now, you know. So
Yeah.
I tried to see the difference in it when my mom had passed away, and we had all had to go into Harlan. We had rented a hotel. Me and my sisters, we all got a hotel there in Harlan. And when we were checking in, like there was so much going on, but and really not really a whole lot either, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was around me asking all kinds of questions or talking all at the same time.
Hmm.
And so I snapped. And Jimmy was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. She's been like this all day. And I was like, why can't one person just talk at one time? You know,
Hmm.
why does everybody have to talk at once? And that's something that normally doesn't get on my
Upset
nerves.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm already to that point, I have to shut down. I have to stay away from people because I know my tongue and I
Hmm.
know I can be the most ruthless
Because
person.
when your anxiety shoots up and then you get mean.
Hmm. And I hate when people are like, "Oh, you can control that. You don't have to say that." Blah blah blah. I'm like, you have no idea what that feels like to feel like something's sitting on your chest and you're just so pissed off for maybe no reason,
Hmm.
but you are. And I've had to deal with that my whole life, and that's why I become like a little butterfly in a cocoon, and I'm just like, I'll be out in a minute. Like
Yeah.
I just have to calm down, but I don't.
But
And,
that's good that you realize that and try to control that, you know?
well, and it has taken many, many years to control it because used to, if I snapped, I snapped. Good luck
Yeah.
because I'm not going to back down. But if I tell you I'm in a bad mood and you still keep coming at me, I'm not
So let
responsible
me
for what
ask you
comes out of
this
my mouth.
because I have experienced this a couple of times actually, but most recently, um, this past week, I get aggravated with myself,
Hmm.
like my own skin, my own body, my own mind, like everything. I just feel like I don't even know the best way to describe it. Describe it. It's like the inside of me is screaming, so I want to crawl out of my skin,
Hmm.
and that is a lot.
Well, and that's almost kind of what it feels like to get that overwhelmed
Hmm.
because you want to fix things you can't fix. You want things to be different than they are. You want to change something you can't change. It's just, it's a lot. It's a
Hmm.
lot in one little box. And
So to feel like that constantly, I mean
it's a lot.
that would be horrible.
Well, and I always, like my husband has gotten extremely bad at it, and that's why we always fight. But when I tell you to leave me alone, like I'm at my limit, and I know my limit. Like I know when I'm getting ready to take it straight to hell. Like I know it, and I will tell him to leave me alone. And he's the type that wants to fix it right then.
See, I'm kind of like that though.
See, I can't. I have to calm down and walk away. Like I mean, this was a few years ago, but we have our stove is on like a flat thing on our countertop, and then we have a double oven. There is no glass in that double oven because I was standing there cooking chili, and we were fighting, and he wanted to fix it and would not leave me alone. And I'm trying to cook, so I can't walk away from him. And I turned around and just like slammed my head into the stove, and I was like, "That is why I get away."
Yeah,
because
that's why you shut down.
I don't want to put my hands on anybody unless it's necessary. But I also like it's almost like you have to get that pain out of your own body. And I have been so guilty of that. I used to, when I was younger, just sit down and like just pull my hair just because it sounds so bad. But you know, the people that cut, I had that problem in high school. But it's almost like if you cause yourself pain,
it's really
it helps. And that's why like I'll go out and do yard work, or I'll start doing something that's physical because it helps me.
That's why I got a punching bag that I haven't used yet because
I would be scared to use a punching bag.
I have to have caffeine to physically just go throughout my day. I have to have caffeine to really go throughout my day. So when I get home in the evenings, or even if I've not really had a busy day where I've had to go out anywhere and I've just kind of hung out at the house, when I get settled in, that's it. Like my energy is gone like that.
And I hate when I get home and my kids are like, "Oh, I need this," or "Oh, I need that," and I'm like, "I'm still dressed. I still have my shoes on, but I don't want to leave again because I have to go out. It's so petty. I have to open my garage, then I have to open the gate to enter my driveway and shut it.
Yeah, it's
and go wherever I need to go. And I'm just.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one because there for a while, and I could be because I thought maybe I was like premenopausal or perimenopausal, whatever it's called, however you say it. Really, and
premenopause.
I think that I am anyway because I still get hot flashes and stuff too, and that worries me because I have to have my sleep to be able to function throughout the day. And I hear that if when you're in premenopause and you go through menopause or whatever, that's one of the things that affects is your sleep. And if my sleep gets affected,
you be taking some melatonin. Have you seen the video? I don't know if it's a TikTok or a reel or wherever it is, but it's this black woman. She doesn't have any hair, and she has a hot flash at a football game, and her hair, well, she's bald. Her
and it's steaming. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that video. I'm like, I'm not nowhere near that. I hope, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, I feel that at night, like it consumes my whole body.
Get you a pillow that stays cold.
Okay, so I'm a little bipolar with my weather on my body. That's why I don't know if I'm in.
Well, get you 2 pillows
or
get
whatever,
you 2 pillows
because I will start to burn up, and I will take every bit of my cover off of me, and I will want my husband to turn on our air conditioner. I'm like, I can't breathe. Put the fan right in my face.
Do you flip your pillow a lot?
And then no, not
See,
really.
I'm a pillow flipper.
And then once that fan gets in my face for maybe 5-10 minutes, I start to get really cold, and I'll pull all the blankets back over on top of me, and I'll roll over away from the fan, and I'm like, okay, you can turn the air down a little bit. So right now I'm just my temperature of my body is bipolar.
Well, and I'm so weird because I like to be cold when I sleep.
I like my room to be cold.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like I want to be snuggled up in my blankets, and if I cannot do that, I'm not happy. But I actually went to Walmart. They had a quilt on sale, and I bought the quilt because I was buying all new bedding for my bed, and I went and got all that stuff and everything, and Aubrey made my bed, and she did not put the sheet on.
I don't sleep with a sheet.
I have to have a sheet. Like that's just how I grew up.
I get
the sheet goes under the quilt.
I get tangled, and I got it.
Well, I tuck mine. Like I tuck mine to where it don't move.
Then it's too tight. I can't
really
breathe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like you know how the hotels, when you go into a hotel and your bed is like literally just stuffed tight.
Oh, so tight.
I will sit and pull out all of the covers, all of the sheets.
See, I'm not like that.
Like I will pile everything in the middle of the bed, and then I will pull the top blanket off and shove the sheet off the edge of the bed, and then pull the top blanket back over top of me.
Abigail can vouch for this, but all I do is pull back the corner and get in the bed and get snuggled.
Oh,
Like I love
no.
to be snug.
No.
Which it was funny because I swear the first night I felt so bad, but I was like, I hope you don't mind if I sleep in my underwear. I forgot my sleep clothes, but
I can't if I feel confined, and it's crazy because if I wrap myself up tight, I'm okay. But if the blanket's tight and like up under, and my mom used to do that when I was little. I feel like because I used to kick a whole, I still do. But if I
Caleb
can't
started that shit.
kick my blanket off of me when I get hot, then no, I mean it's not happening. It's got to go.
I have to be snuggled up with one leg sticking out,
I can't have my legs sticking out.
and it
either.
can't hang off the bed because there's monsters under the bed.
I'm just to the point to where I'm okay with taking all my blankets off of me just because my whole body feels like it's on fire and I have to get it off of me.
Yeah.
But beforehand, I could not have any inch of me uncovered whatsoever because I swear to you, somebody was going to get me. That's what's going to happen in my mind.
Oh gosh. Well, I guess I'm the same way because if my leg's hanging off the bed or my foot, I'm like always scared something's gonna grab my foot.
Mhm.
And it's like when I was younger, I would have to look under my bed before I went to sleep. And I eventually like got a bed that like didn't sit off the ground, but like my bed right now, it comes up to my chest. So I
Yeah.
have to like jump into my bed. And it's funny watching Caleb, he'll step on like the side railing and climb up pulling the blankets. But I can't I mean I would have to check under my bed and in the closet every time I went to bed. And like since I've grown up,
Do you still check under the bed?
no. I feel like
you
my
said that so no,
I feel like my
not
cats.
really.
I feel like my cats would kill whatever's under there because Lucy can get kind of mean. But I mean, I don't like. I'm petrified of the dark,
Mhm.
and so when I'm going to sleep, my phone plays videos because at least it's enough light to be around me.
To see.
Yes, and everybody's like, "Why are you so scared of the dark? You're a grown up." Blah 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 blah. And
No
I'm like,
matter.
"Well, I'm not scared of the dark. I'm scared of what's in it."
Yeah.
And I want to see what's there. Because I've I've had too many first shift jobs where you had to get up like before the sun ever even thought about coming up, and I unloaded trucks.
And you've never drank coffee. Like that's not
Mm-mm.
ever been.
Energy drinks. But I mean, I would have to. Aubrey and Braylon were really little, and they were both in still a 5-point harness. So I would have to go take one kid out to my car, put them in my car, and then go lock my car, go back in the house, grab the other kid, and bring them out to my car. And it was dark. Well, that old man that lived right beside me, he would watch me every morning
Mhm.
and he come out one night when I got home from work. He said, "I hope I don't creep you out." He said, you're so tiny. I just don't want somebody to up and take you." And I was like,
Aw. Well, that's sweet.
well, and
Oh,
it made
that's
me feel
nice.
safer
Yeah.
because I knew he was watching. I don't know what he was going to do, but I know he was watching. At least he could call the cops.
You say you drink an energy drink. Do you drink it like first thing in the morning, like I do my coffee? Like, is that what you, or do
It
you wait
depends.
until later in the day? Because the reason I ask is a lot of people now, and I like iced coffee too. I do like iced coffee. I cannot. I don't want anything cold first thing in the morning.
I don't I don't really pay attention to it. I guess I just when I go to the store, I grab an energy drink because I can't
See,
keep
I
them in my
don't.
fridge.
When I wake up, I need to have my hot coffee, and at night I like that. In the winter, I like to have like a hot tea.
Hmm.
Um,
See, I can't drink
I
tea
don't think
like that.
later on in the day I can have a cold energy drink or an iced coffee or something like that, But first thing in the morning, it's got to be
I
hot.
will say I cannot eat first thing in the morning.
I can't either.
Actually, I haven't even eaten today. I didn't eat yesterday, but it was because I did not feel good. And I was like sitting here, and my stomach was like going nuts. It's actually getting ready to growl again. But I was like, I gotta eat today.
Don't that drive you crazy? I try to talk over when it's getting ready to growl. I'll
Yeah,
start talking like louder.
yeah.
Try to.
Well, I mean, I guess I've gotten used to it because I do have that problem with eating,
Mhm.
and a lot of people don't understand that, and I try to explain that,
But
but it's
that
just who I
comes
am.
with the chaos with the anxiety.
Well, it's just who I am, and I will literally forget to eat.
Mhm.
And I've gotten to the point where I went a few days without eating and didn't realize it, and I almost passed out, and I was like, when was the last time I ate? And because that's when I got accused of being on drugs, and I was like, no, I just don't eat. Like, and somebody was like, oh, it's your medicine. I was like, no, I've gone days without taking my medicine when I've been sick, and I still don't eat.
It would depend on me. Like normally, and I'm not a. I love breakfast food. Don't get me wrong. I love breakfast food.
I like it for supper.
Yeah, I don't want to eat it first thing in the morning.
Hmm.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Most of the time, I do not ever eat breakfast. I will eat probably around 11, 12.
Yeah.
Sometimes later. It just depends on what I've got going on that day. But in the mornings, if I feel kind of like meh, and I know I need something, I can't. It can't be something sweet. I'll eat goldfish.
Yeah.
I'll eat just like a handful
See,
of goldfish.
like if I haven't ate the whole day and I think about it, when I get home or something, like I have snacks in my bedroom, so I can eat a few snacks or something. Like I say, I didn't eat yesterday, but I ate a few like Cheetos,
Right.
like a handful of Cheetos, but it was just because I needed something to go to bed, but like the smell of food yesterday was just repulsive.
Well, you've been sick
So
too.
I didn't want to smell food, and so I went straight to my room.
So our lives in a nutshell is
We're hectic.
yeah, caffeine and chaos.
Yes.
Let us know if you all fuel on caffeine, what kind of caffeine, and chaos. Like, what's your chaos been? How do you handle it? What's your go-to to calm yourself if you start feeling anxious or
Um,
lost
John
control?
Langley Music said hi, ladies.
Hello,
Hi.
John. How are you? John's played down here several times for us. Um,
But yeah, how do you all handle it?
and again, like she said earlier, we are switching over to our regular podcast, which is on, of course, we do lives here, Instagram, YouTube,
Facebook. Oh, we're
um,
on Facebook.
yeah, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeart.
I was
That
about
will
to say I
all
don't
be
remember any of them.
switched to Tuesday. We're gonna try
My
Tuesday
brain ain't
evenings
working.
out. Um, because we
But
know, I mean,
so
Fridays
Friday,
are a little bit
yeah. So
crazy.
Friday in April is moving to Tuesday.
Yes, in April, that's
And
when
it'll
we'll
be
start.
later in the day. We're still discussing times, I think.
Mhm.
But it'll
And
be
we
later
have
in the
some
day.
great guests lined up
Mhm.
already. We have some female motorcycle riders out there that's going to come and be a guest. We've got some more musicians that are coming on to talk to us about their journey, so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And our thoughtful Thursday or yakety yak Thursday, whatever we're doing on Thursdays, it's probably going to be moved to because bike night, bike season
Yep.
is
Bike
getting
night's
ready
gonna start.
to start, so that's probably going to hinder that a little bit there. So yeah, just make sure that you like, follow along on all of our pages. Keep up with us and let us know if there's anything in particular that you would like us to talk about, either on our regular podcast airing or even on just
On Thursdays, it doesn't matter.
when we yak.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's literally bars, bikes, booze, and everything in
yeah,
between. So I mean,
we'll talk
we
about anything
there. I was about to
except
say
politics. We won't talk about
no
politics.
politics or religion.
Yeah, we stay
Um,
away from that.
yeah, because we aren't trying to
Yeah,
mess with that.
we're done with that.
But yeah, follow
So,
us, share.
oh, when I was gonna say that we are actually doing a giveaway. We're gonna be doing another giveaway. When did I say? March.
I have no idea.
Not this Monday, but the next Monday. The 17th, I think, is when it is.
On St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, whatever St. Patrick's Day is, we're doing a giveaway. It will be a cute little St. Patrick's Day basket. If you like, share our page, then that is no. If you like and share and invite your friends to like and share our page, that will get you into a drawing. You will get a double chance to be in the drawing if you also subscribe to us on YouTube or Instagram. It does not cost anything to do either one of those.
No, it costs
So,
nothing.
yeah.
It costs nothing to support us.
Yeah, we're just trying to get boost up there to get more out. And I mean, we've actually done, we are getting a lot more foot
Mhm.
traffic. So this is just another way to bring us in some more foot traffic.
Yep.
So follow along with us on Facebook, Instagram, iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, TikTok, which is now,
TikTok is now Long Branch Talks.
yes, we fixed
Mhm.
that. So yeah, follow along, and as always, let us know what you all think.
Thanks, you all.
Thanks, guys.